Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, guys. This is the English TV show on Al Imran TV. Today's guest is Asma Morlero. He's a journalist, and we're going to talk about everything concerning journalism. What are the different type of journalism do we have in our society? What are the characteristics to become a successful journalist? And what are also the challenges they face when they want to get information from the sources? All these main points will be debated during the show. Brother Asma, how are you doing?
I'm good, Mr. Obama. Very happy to be here. Thanks for the invitation.
Yeah, even me, it's a big honor and pleasure to have you here today.
Same here.
Okay, we want to talk about journalism in general. So my first question is, what motivates you to become a journalist?
Well, to be honest and fair, journalism is not something I dreamed of becoming as a child. I didn't dream of becoming a journalist. I would rather say I fell into it. What I mean is, I was at the English department of the University Sheikh Anta Diop. I was doing well, and I loved what I was doing. So I was performing well in English studies. I specialized in studies of British literature and civilization. But after getting my MA degree, I wasn't really sure what direction I was going in. I was just waiting for any good occasion for me to seize so that I could do something. Here, they don't really train you into becoming something. You just seize what you have on your hands. So I was like, if I can graduate in English studies, it's good, but if I can have something else, it's still better. So I was waiting to have just an opportunity, and I tried the contest, the CESTI contest, to become a journalist. Eventually, I made it, and this is how I fell into journalism. So it wasn't a childhood dream, but I fell into it, and so far I have learned to love to do what I'm doing right now, and today I do it with passion and devotion.
Okay, as you know, we have different type of journalism in our society, and which one do you specialize in?
So I do a type of journalism that is called fact-checking. It explains itself, fact-checking. We check our facts to get them right. What it means is we verify what public figures, personalities say in the public debate. For example, we check what they say and which has been broadcast by the different media. For example, I wouldn't check on any claim that has been made in private or that hasn't been published by any media, because that wouldn't have any impact on the public opinion. So I would go there and check some claim that has been made by a public figure. Why a public figure? Because if a public figure like a minister or president or famous artist, any public person says something, certainly there will be thousands, if not millions of people who will be listening and who will certainly believe in what they say without even checking, because not everybody has that culture of verifying what they hear from the public figures. So fact-checking is all about checking what the public figures say so that the public debate can be based on our facts that are very correct.
Okay. Yeah, fact-checking is a type of journalism you do.
Yes.
Okay, and is it well developing here in Senegal and Africa?
Well, I would say it is in its embryonic stages. It's very embryonic in Senegal because so far we are the only official fact-checking office, except I think only recently a national newspaper here called APS, is Agence de Presse Sénégalaise. They have launched our branch of fact-checking, which is very great. So if you add APS fact-checking, so it is two media in Senegal that do fact-checking. So can you imagine, it is we're lagging behind, it's very insufficient. When you look at the toll of fake news and false information that is out there, so much falsehood for only two media to debunk, that is probably impossible to do, but we're doing our best.
Okay. And what do you think about are the most important skills for a successful journalist?
Well, I think it is a question which is very relative, because success itself is a notion that would maybe get many interpretations and definitions from one journalist to another. But I would consider a successful journalist somebody who is very honest first and who abides by the ethical principles. Why ethical? Because it is true that we have our deontology, our code of rules and regulations for a journalist. But, ethics, nobody will teach you ethics. From childhood, you gotta have ethics from your home. When your parents are bringing you up, They will teach you things like Obama, a good man can't lie, a good man can't steal, you can't beat a woman, things like that. So that is really your moral issue. Yes. That is the moral part of you. That is ethical. Into journalism, you will have that ethical, because ethics is everywhere in life. In religion, you have it. In your work and private life, everywhere, your ethics will follow you. So if you take your ethics into journalism, this will make you a journalist who won't lie, who will do his best before broadcasting facts to get them right, to verify them, or not to take bribes, yes, or not just to treat information in a form that you will be partial, or in a way that you may create some sort of discomfort on some side simply because you have some interest behind. Okay. So to me, a successful journalist is an honest journalist who does their jobs on the basis of their ethics and also on the basis of deontology, which is a set of rules and regulation.
And do you think that nowadays journalists have what we call deontology and ethics?
Well, it depends. It really depends. I can only talk about myself. I think I have it because I do my best to abide by my ethics, personal ethics first, and then my professional ethics, and then comes my deontology, which means the codes by which I abide as a journalist. The codes will tell you, hey, a good journalist shouldn't do this. A good journalist behaves this way or that way. So you will see that there will always be the debate of objectivity for journalists. But to me, the most important thing is honesty and dignity. If you have those principles, you can do any job with or without your deontology. You can still do your job because they will teach you deontology but not ethics. Personal ethics, you have them and you develop them. It is something that you will nurture as you go. Nobody will teach you ethics.
Okay. At the time being, we talk about a lot. We talk about, how false information is negatively affecting the Senegalese public space and the political debate. The question is, how do you and your media cope with that?
Well, it's not easy to cope with that. For example, if I take our example at Africa Check, when you debunk falsehood, like false information, meaning every day you produce a fact-checking report. Okay. Supposing some public figure says Senegal's electrification rate is over 85%. You go and look at the official data and realize that it is false. They have exaggerated it. This happens very often in our work. If you take that very case, supposing every day you debunk one falsehood, one false information, in the long run there will be more and more information and you will be debunking. So it will be like a never-ending cycle. All you will be doing is you will be right there debunking every day what people will say. I don't think the impact will be very lasting because I think one of the most important things behind our job is lasting impact, long-term impact among people. What I mean is we at Africa Check, if you have the habit of reading our reports, we explained step by step how we have verified one false information so that the reader can go by themselves and check and follow the path we have followed to debunk that very information so that in the long run they will become independent verifiers, independent fact checkers with or without Africa Check. And we know that is impossible. That is why beside our fact checking work, we do media training. We train people on how information can affect their daily life because every day decisions are made by public figures in our country. And those decisions are made on the basis of public data that is available, whether in health, education, sports, arts. They use public data, public official data to make those decisions. This is why we have a National Statistics Agency, INSD. Their role is to produce data so that government can use that data to take decisions, whether in health, education, or other sectors or areas. So supposing that those data that we have are wrong, are not correct, this means the decisions that will be taken will be wrong because the decisions will have been based on false and wrong data. This is why we hold the public figures accountable of what they say. I wouldn't go and hold one brother who is speaking in private or who nobody knows or listens to. I wouldn't hold him accountable of what he says because his speech will have no impact on public debate or opinion. So I will go out there and check what the public figures will say simply because their says and comments will have effects
Okay.
on people who are listening to them.
Okay. And with a great number of